For Rogers for three for the win! Western Kentucky doesn't break!
That's a lot of people have great players on the team in different conferences.
You know what? Can we back it up just a little bit?
Cheer. Holly. Good girl gone bad. Take three. Action. Go.
The goal of Flatland BMX is to mix as many trick combinations together as possible. And during the week of Master Plan, I caught up with arguably the best Flatland rider out there, Mr. Terry Adams.
Usually the week of Master Plan can be on the quiet side, as students slowly make their way back for the upcoming fall semester. But in the midst of a warm Wednesday afternoon, a biking legend definitely made some noise on the Hilltopper's flatter surface area. Terry Adams, hailing from a small town about an hour from New Orleans, is on a mission to crash college campuses from coast to coast.
Mainly just finding some good spots to ride, and it's more hanging out than anything, and it's super laid back, and that's why I like it. And Flatland is probably the most artistic side of BMX. It's almost like breakdancing on a bike.
And as for Terry Adams, the professional, well, he has had plenty to hang his hat on. He has made 4 X Games appearances, including a gold medal in Korea in 2005. And he has won the Nora Cup twice.
Like basically all the other pros vote for you, so just to be nominated is kind of cool. So to win it's like I have kind of no words for it. I'm really stoked, and it could be the last award I ever win.
But competition is only half the story for the biking magician. Adams has taken his talents to the Fox hit show Glee, and he spent the day with Ellen DeGeneres. But despite all the victories and time in the spotlight, the ambassador of Flatland puts one aspect of his career in perspective.
You can actually do what you love and make money from it. It's been like kind of a mind-blowing experience, just like wanting something as a kid and then achieving it. I can't even put it into words how cool it's been.
Adams just finished his 33-day tour, and shredding that much pavement for that long would wear anyone out. Guys, thank you very much.
Very strange and unusual.
For performers, they also have to become expressive in a way that carries beyond an intimate conversation. They've got to be able to do this in the context of the stage or in front of the camera.
Switching to Ball State men's tennis, it seems every week they have a player.
I'm so nervous right now. Stage fright. It's something everyone has to deal with as a performer. News Channel 12's Ryan Abney stepped into a class that helps with all those nerves.
Here at Gordon Wilson Hall, acting, singing, and dancing students are pushed to the limit in hopes of perfecting their craft.
class required of all students is voice and movement. Its benefits are life-changing, but its methods a little bit strange.
Is this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burnt the topless towers of Ilion?
Come on!
Professor Scott Stroud has been teaching this course ever since he walked away from directing. Believe it or not, he has a method for his madness.
An awful lot of what the class is about is getting people to be able to express themselves sort of spontaneously and playfully.
Oh yeah, you gotta wake up the face, and so you have to yawn and you know, like hung exercise.
Very strange and unusual.
Being able to be comfortable in your own skin and loosen up and perform in weird ways helps you to channel nervous anxiety in the proper way.
I think everyone thinks they're articulate, and then someone is listening and you're like, I'm even more articulate. And then someone tells you you're doing it wrong and you're like, oh, okay, I'm sad. I'm a hick from Kentucky.
For performers, they also have to become expressive in a way that carries beyond an intimate conversation. They've got to be able to do this in the context of the stage or in front of the camera.
Not only does voice and movement class help you with shaking off the jitters, but it also helps memorization skills, diction, and overall presence. And this can be appreciated by not only the theater type, but anybody trying to get a job.
You have to do it goofily and fun, but you end up getting a lot out of it.
Reporting from Gordon Wilson Hall, I'm Ryan Abney.
If students work hard, one second. Professor Stroud has been known to break out the meditation mats, just like the one Ryan was sitting on.
Bowling Green's metropolitan area, according to the 2010 census, has a population of 120,000, and the city itself brings in roughly 50,000 vehicles daily. Most agree that congestion on the roadway can make for a sometimes frustrating experience. Channel 12 recently spoke to local traffic engineer Mark Abster to uncover the facts.
Well, because we're the center of a whole bunch of counties in this area, a lot of people come to Bowling Green for their goods and services. And then two, we also get a lot of pass-by traffic that's coming from Louisville or Nashville. They come off I-65 or off Natcher Freeway.
So I'm sitting at the intersection of Campbell Lane and Scottsville Road, and I was informed that this is probably the worst area in terms of traffic gridlock. And gridlock is basically when demands and infrastructure don't exactly mesh together. We also got the state's perspective from KYTC's Kirsten Jaggers, and she informed us that 1 mile of highway lane widening goes for about $10 million.
You know, there's lots of infrastructure that needs to be upgraded, improved, replaced, and right now there's just not the funding for it. You say the word tax and they're like, oh, you know, you get enough money as it is. Okay.
The economic downturn is the main culprit behind the failing roadways, and the accomplice may be that attention to transportation is being neglected altogether.
And it's this way across the state, it's this way across the nation. I think until we as a country decide that's a big priority for us, that's not going to change.
Roads eventually break down, and when demand can't meet the expectation, that's when you're going to have a whole lot of problems. Ryan Abney, News Channel 12.
According to the Board of Trustees, Bowling Green's 2012 budget for parking and traffic comes in at just over $2 million.
The Bluegrass State was very well represented in this year's NCAA tournament. 4 teams made the big dance, with 2 advancing to the Final Four. And now the national champion resides in Lexington. The Kentucky Wildcats captured their first title since 1998 Monday night with an 8-point win over the Kansas Jayhawks. Sophomore Deron Lamb led the Cats with 20 points, while the tournament's most outstanding player, Anthony Davis, registered 16 rebounds and 6 blocks. With the victory, UK became the first team in history to win 38 games and the national title. In true Blue fashion, mayhem and unruly riots by fans and students alike controlled the headlines following the game.
4 of Kentucky's finest, each a unique story in 2012. And all of them helped to set the stage for future success in the Bluegrass.
You put 4 of our major basketball programs in the tournament, and then 2 of the teams make the Final Four. Even if Kentucky lost, I would be pulling for Louisville.
And just to recap, the group from Murray raced to its best finish in school history. A freshman squad on the Hill topped its slow start again and again.
That heritage is still alive, and that in the future we'll be able to make a showing in the NCAA.
A 16-point lead in the second half, but they've been resilient, Mike, and with Brazelton having a career game, you got to believe either he or Lee are going to be the men.
With the cards stacked against them, defense and heart paved the way for Louisville's success.
This is our city, this is our team, it's what we do.
And even with the most wild expectations, some youthful cats set the gold standard for young and old alike.
I mean, I know personally people that will sell their cigarette money, give up their grocery money to go to Lexington and watch a game. I mean, that's as good as a vacation.
Big Blue Nation, all blue. That's Kentucky.
In a state where college basketball is supreme, most people are just trying to find answers economically.
Stick through thick and thin. So, I mean, that's what a true fan is.
Showing us, like, they're determined to win this and go all the way, like, it just motivates me, like, to cheer for them now.
And for those who follow the sport, we're shown that hard work and determination can conquer even the most difficult of odds.
Right when I came out the wound, dude, I was a diehard UK fan.
For the extra point, I'm Ryan Abney.
Brazelton's got it. End to end, he'll come. Leaves it for Rogers for 3 for the win! Western Kentucky doesn't drink!
Moving right along, it's a daunting task to prepare for the NFL Draft. For Bobby Rainey, his own training regimen has been a true feat in itself. The Extra Point's own Ryan Abney has the story.
Anyone who knows Topper football knows of the growing pains. And a Western grad who's endured all of that on his shoulders knows what pushing to the limit is all about.
Bobby had this thing that we always say, you either get better or you're getting worse. Nobody stays the same.
Bobby Rainey was terrific. He was a one of a kind. So our challenge is to have 3 or 4 running backs who can get more than 1,600 yards out of the same position.
The place where Rainey made his second home away from Houchens Stadium was the track and field complex. That's where we found him to talk a little NFL draft.
Well, I was trained down there in Orlando with Coach Tom Shaw about 2.5 months. Came back here for my pro day, which was the 8th and the 21st.
NFLscouts.com has him 22nd among running backs. Critics say he's undersized and lacked strong opposition. He'll tell them something else.
Every big school that we played against, I rushed almost 100 yards every time. There's a lot of people that have great players on the team in different conferences.
Bobby told us that he works out here at the track and field center to get prepared for the NFL draft. And he says that, like the football team, he's got a lot to prove in the 2012 season.
Get to the corner and burn.
Blocked. Jamariel Brown on the recovery.
They know what they have, and they know what they're capable of doing. So with just getting that far, I'm excited for them, really.
Another block. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Darius Brooks.
I didn't hear Bobby say anything about the record the whole time. He just wanted to come out and win. But I'm happy for him. And I'm just saying, just his mindset as a topper, he just think about the team first.
We laid the foundation, and if somebody doesn't break the record, that means we're not doing something right. So.
Before my expectation, things I do, that'd be the same as when I was here in college. It'd be the same expectation when I get to the NFL. Anything, my standard will be higher.
Ryan Abney, News Channel 12.
Now, there are still a lot of question marks surrounding Bobby Rainey, but Hilltopper Nation will nonetheless be at the TV waiting to see where he goes.